Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Jorma Duran Show. I am, of course, Jorma Duran, and that's right, they gave me my own show. It's a show that brings in the who's who of mid-Michigan, and we want to get to know them a whole lot better. Most times we see these people or hear about these people, but we really don't know much about them. And today's guest is pretty cool because she's a pillar of the community, and she's famous. She doesn't know this, but she is super famous to a lot of people. And I want to introduce you to Cynthia Wagner, the director of Potter Park Zoo. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Now, I know you're not an interviewee much because you're camera shy a little bit, but I got you here. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm curious about you because I would assume you have kind of a dream job. I know a lot of kids would love to be in the zoo, a director of the zoo or a zookeeper. I'm assuming that's what your dream is.
My dream was to be a zookeeper.
Yeah.
So I don't know many kids that think zoo director immediately, but probably zookeeper
Yeah.
to start. Yeah.
Well, and you became the zoo director, I think about, what, 9 years ago-ish?
Yeah, 2017.
But you've been at Potter Park Zoo for more than 20. So tell me how you got to be a part of the zoo.
From the beginning?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Well,
Let's go back. Well, I know that I did some research on you. You went to MSU and got a degree in zoology, so maybe even go back farther than that. What made you want to become a part of a zoo or into animals?
I grew up in a rural area, so I
Okay.
started with 4-H.
Okay.
So I raised sheep and rabbits.
Sheep and rabbits.
And I would show them at the fair. That's probably where it started, and I loved animals. And then I wanted to be a zookeeper, but I actually went to Western my first year to be just a teacher.
Oh.
My whole family, I come from a family of teachers, and thought that I should just go be a teacher.
Yeah.
And then after my freshman year, my dad, I don't know, he just randomly asked me, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I want to be a zookeeper." He said, "Then why aren't you being a zookeeper?" So
Wow.
I transferred to MSU and did zoology.
Yeah.
Studied zoo and aquarium science and did an internship at Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. I got to work with the orangutans as an intern,
Wow.
which was
Okay.
pretty amazing. And then in college, my last year, I got a job at Prus. So I was working at Prus
Right.
Pets,
Right.
and that was where I met my husband. And then I went back to Fort Wayne for a little bit, and then came to Lansing, got a job at the zoo.
Wow. Awesome. I want to go back to that moment that you had with your father because he got a sense that you weren't doing what you wanted to do and you love animals. Take me back to that moment again, because was that like a bright light of like, oh my God, I'm doing this?
I think he asked me, "Why are you going to be a teacher?" And I didn't have a great answer, something like, "I'll have summers off." And I think, I think he laughed at me and said, "That's not the reason. That's not a good reason." So that was when it changed. And looking back now that I have a daughter, I have a 19-year-old daughter that's in college, I realize how much hassle that must have been for my parents, but they
Yeah.
never hesitated. They helped
Awesome.
me transfer to MSU, and that was it.
And MSU was great for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They had a great zoology program. They have a specific zoo and aquarium science program.
Okay. So educate me. What does that ultimately mean?
They had classes that were specific to zoo careers. So
Okay.
you learned
Oh.
what all the different careers were in zoology, and the internship was a requirement of the degree. So you got that experience before you graduated.
So I have a dumb question. So you say there's a bunch of categories. Was there like you want to be a part of big cats or fish, or was there like a certain animal or a certain kind of, what was your wanting to be an expert on?
It was more they educated you, like there's a position called registrar. So you're
Okay.
the record keeper of animal records.
Yeah.
And there's a curator who oversees the zookeeper. So they really educated you on the different positions available at zoos.
Wow. Now, do you have to almost learn like the health of the animals as well, kind of like a vet, or not necessarily? What's the difference between zoology and being a vet?
So you learned, bones, muscles, some of the physiology, but not
Okay.
the medical.
Got you. So you're in college. You're involved with it all. Was your goal to be in a zoo, work for a zoo, or what was it? Was there any other dream?
Absolutely.
Wow.
No, I just wanted to be a zookeeper. I wanted
Wow.
to work full time in a zoo. And I really, I was at MSU, but I had never really gone to Potter Park Zoo, which we hear a lot. So when I came back to live in Lansing, I went to the zoo, and then I applied and
Yeah.
got the job. And at the time when I was in college, I didn't realize how much work Potter Park Zoo does to be a quality zoo. So I think that's important for us to let people know.
So zookeeper. So take me back What do you do on a normal day? You're taking care of the lions today, and how does it, how do you do your day?
So every day's a little different.
Right.
But generally speaking, you check on all the animals, make sure that they're okay when you first get there. You do your morning feedings. Most of the animals have feedings a couple times a day. You do the cleaning in the middle of the day. You train animals. If there's a medical procedure, you help the veterinarian. You get the animal to the clinic. Administer any medicine. You might have a behind-the-scenes tour for a member of the public. You might have a talk for a school group. So there is definitely a public education component to it. And then the rest of the time you're helping the animals.
Yeah. Now, over the 20-plus years at Potter Park Zoo, I think I read you guys have more than 160 animals. Has it grown to that, or has it always been around 160? Or because when you first started, plus 20 years ago, I guess, was there less or more animals?
There was more when I started, but that's a little misleading because, we had a parakeet colony that people would go in and feed the parakeets.
Yeah.
So as those have, retired, there's a few less animals, but
yeah.
I started with birds and reptiles.
Okay.
And then I moved to hoofstock. Hoofstock are kind of my passion.
All right. So let me go, though, for your very first day. So your very first day, you're in charge of what you said, birds and reptiles. Do you remember your first day on the job?
I remember,
or at least the first week.
I remember my second day. Okay. I don't know that I remember the first day, but I was a swing keeper, so I was going to get trained everywhere.
Okay.
But then very quickly somebody retired.
Okay.
And so I was placed in the bird and reptile area, which I didn't have any experience in. So I had to learn a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
And it wasn't really my preference.
Right.
So I started second guessing whether this was where I should be.
Another second guess. Okay.
But then I figured it out.
Yeah.
And learned that reptiles are fun too. So
Now you said a word I didn't ever hear before. I think though. What did you say that your passion is? What?
Hoofstock.
Hoofstock. To educate me, what does that mean?
Animals with hooves.
Yeah, I assume, but
So,
I mean, tell me those stock, the what you have at the zoo.
At Potter Park
Give me
Zoo,
an
that
example.
would be like the bongo, the rhinos. It does include a few things that aren't normally considered hoofstock, like the kangaroo.
Okay.
But generally animals with hoofs.
Well, now you're the zoo director. How's your life changed since being a zookeeper? Because you were kind of telling me you're a part of the animals, but not necessarily a part of the animals anymore. Or am I crazy?
No, I mean, being zoo director, I still oversee the animal department, but I'm not working with the animals directly on a day-to-day basis. So it's a lot of meetings, a lot of emails, and overseeing everything, the budget and the zoo board. And
yeah, because a lot of kids especially, maybe me, because I'm a stupid kid sometimes, you don't think of the zoo as having a budget. You don't think of the zoo as having all these other things. You just think, oh, it's just a place where you go see animals. But there's crowd control, and you have a gift shop, and you have the caring of the animals. And I know you just did that story with your your hippo, and that being dramatic. And so it's a constant different day every day.
yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. So there's definitely the safety component for both the animals and the staff and the guests. And then, the guest services part, admissions, gift shop, restaurant, and then maintenance. There's a ton of maintenance into an old facility like Potter Park Zoo, and maintenance team helps us with exhibit work too. And then there's the animal care. And we also, we have a zoological society that's in charge of education and events, but I also work with them closely on communications and everything. So.
Well, I do know this. I've lived in many places. I've been in many zoos. I know that Potter Park Zoo, there's a lot of educational things that you do each and every year as a news organization. You guys are pumping out stuff almost on the daily. So that's what I'm assuming you're, supporting and trying to do for the future as well.
Yeah, I'm not the main person that oversees that, but I do almost everything that they do with education involves the animals.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of overlap and a lot of just collaborating and working together.
So you like hoof animals. Is there a favorite of yours? What's your favorite animal? I'm asking you, a zookeeper, what is the zoo director? What is your favorite animal?
The black rhino.
Really? Now tell me why. What?
Well, I'd never worked with them before Potter Park Zoo, and I got transferred into that area right when they were coming. So I was here when after the exhibit had been renovated, and we brought in a male and a female. So that was really exciting and fun. And they're huge and they're prehistoric looking.
Yeah.
But we don't go in with them because they can be dangerous because they're 2,800 pounds. But they also really seek out attention.
Really?
So they like to interact with you. So you really feel like you can build that relationship with them, and they are really smart, so you can train them to do lots of behaviors, and it's just a very rewarding species to work with.
I have to believe, because as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, you had a black rhino that passed away not too long ago. I'm assuming that's an emotional thing. I mean, I'm assuming you look at these animals as like your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I might cry.
No,
but,
it's okay.
So I was Dopsy's keeper when she arrived. So that last month, I spent almost every day in the barn. We were spending the night in the barn. We did everything we could. So
yeah. No, I love the fact that you love what you do, and you can tell, because and that's why I bring people like you on my show. I mean, we love what we do, and so that is emotional. And I know that, especially since I didn't realize that you welcomed her to Potter Park. Yeah,
Yep.
This is a tough thing, and I know it's just not her too. It's many animals that you kind of get close to, and it's your coworkers in a sense.
Yeah, you spend sometimes you spend more time with them than your family. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you get to know them.
Well, I do want to go back to meeting your husband at Prue's Pets. How did that happen? Because Prue's Pets is iconic, right? Everyone out there knows where Prue's Pets is. I think everybody who becomes a zookeeper has to work there, I think. Isn't that a requisite?
Probably. There aren't that many places in the area to start your career, and a lot of people started at Prue's. So
yeah.
I was working there when they were in the old location in Hazlitt. So I worked there before they moved to Old Town.
No, see, I'm only 8 years old to mid-Michigan, so I'd always thought Prue's was downtown near...
No.
Okay, so they were over in Hazlitt. I didn't realize that.
Yep,
Wow.
they were in Hazlitt for a long time. They
Wow.
moved maybe a year after I started at the zoo, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I tell my kids all the time, don't just work to have a job. Work where you love to go to. So I have to believe going to work every day for the past 25 years has been pretty cool for you.
Absolutely. I always tell people every job has moments where it's a job.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you're showing up. But yeah, every day is a little different. And how many places do you get to go? You can walk around outside. It's a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And most people that are coming to the zoo are happy.
Yeah.
So I'm not frequently dealing with people that
Drama.
are unhappy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fun.
Hold it right there. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to bring out the old Jorma's Wheel of Questions. So stay right there. All right, welcome back. And I'm here with Cynthia Wagner. She's the director of Potter Park Zoo. And I've pulled it out. Here it is, the Jorma's Wheel of Questions. And to remind you the categories, we have high school, random, places, this or that. You pick. Would you rather, deep, firsts, all-time faves, and you can ask me a question. I know. Egotistical.
My least favorite thing is surprises, so this is fantastic.
Uh-oh. Here we go. I need you to spin it really good.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you spin it.
Oh,
Is that a good enough spin, or you want to respin?
That's fine. Would you rather?
Would you rather? I have some great would you rather questions. Hold on. Here we go. All right. All right. Would you bungee jump or skydive?
Well, I've been skydiving.
Really? Tell me
Twice.
about that.
So it was on my bucket list. My
Okay.
husband knew that, but he also knows I'm very scared of doing it. So we were looking for dogs.
Okay.
And he told me that we were going to go look at a puppy, which we had agreed we weren't getting a puppy. So I thought
Right.
it was the stupidest thing ever.
Right.
So we went and he didn't tell me where we were going, and we parked at, I think it's Fowlerville.
Okay. Yeah.
The airport. And I'm like, why are we here to look for a puppy? And then I found out the truth. And I went to go back to the car, and he was like, no. I'm not letting you go back to the car. So half an hour later, I was jumping out of a plane.
Now take me up. You're in the plane, heart racing, I have to believe. Was there ever a moment of like, okay, I can't do this, or I'm in. It's too late.
I felt like it was too late.
Yeah,
So
you're up in the plane, I guess.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, and it was tandem, so
Yeah.
I assume they do this a lot. They were alive. They'd already done a bunch of jumps that
Yeah.
day, so I just went for it.
Now, tell me that first like 10, 15 seconds, because the closest thing I can think of I can have is like on top of a roller coaster where you go down, but obviously this is maximized. Tell me about that first 15 seconds.
I feel like the worst part is when you're getting ready to get out of the plane because you're tandem.
Right.
You're basically completely out of the plane while the other person is sitting still in the plane. So that's very awkward. And then, I don't know, you spin out, you free fall for a while, and then the chute goes up.
Yeah, and then you did it again. You did it a second time.
Yeah, he bought like a Groupon, and so that time I knew about it for 6 months, and it stressed me out. It wasn't as much fun. It was more fun when I didn't know about it ahead of time.
Now, would you ever bungee jump at all?
I wouldn't say never, so maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. All right, would you take a trip to the moon or sail across the world?
Oh, sail?
Yeah. Have
I
you
like the ocean.
You do?
Yeah.
Where have you traveled? Have you gone on a cruise before or anything like that?
No, we're not really cruise people, but our honeymoon was to Belize. So we both scuba dive. So we went scuba diving for our honeymoon, and then we went back 3 years later. But we haven't been diving since then. So
yeah, I was gonna say because there's not a lot of scuba diving here. So
No.
how often? I mean, because that's something that you'd want to take and do again. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that would be great to go again. It's on our list.
Now okay, so let's think of a dream place to go scuba diving. Is there a spot?
Probably like Bali.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now, other than Belize, where else have you been?
Just Florida.
Okay.
To the Keys.
To the Keys.
Yep.
That's actually a place I lived in Florida for 3 years and I never got to the Keys. I hate it. I want to go. I have to believe it was just fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Would you go back? Of course you would, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Here's another dumb would you rather question. Would you be a bullfighter for one performance or a lion tamer for one performance? I already kind of know what you were maybe thinking of because the bull performance is a little bit mean, but
well, yeah, I wouldn't want to participate in a bullfight, but I was going to pick that one just because I've never worked with the cats. So
you'd do the cape, the red cape with the bull.
Little adrenaline rush.
That would be. Do you think you could do it? You'd have to. You're in the middle of the arena.
I am a little clumsy though, so maybe I'd be worried about tripping and falling.
No, you have been around lions. Let me take you back to the zoo. I mean, for us, but you've been around these big cats before. Describe what it's like.
I've never worked directly with them.
But still, you're closer than me.
Well, yeah, but I've never been the one that takes care of them in any capacity. So it just didn't work out that way.
Now, how many lions do you have? One?
We just have one right now.
Remind me of the name.
Coda.
Coda. Now, is he or she? Would they have an attitude? How old is Coda?
I think he's 18 or 19 now. He's very old.
Wow.
He's very old. But like I said, I haven't worked directly with him, so I don't really know his personality super well, and I think it probably changes a little bit with age.
Right.
But they do a lot of training with him, and but they're never directly with the cats. It's always through protected contact. So.
Okay. Would you time travel to the past or to the future?
Future.
Really? How far? How far are we going? Because where are we going? What do you want to see? What are you trying to see?
Maybe what my daughter's going to do.
Ooh.
So maybe 20 years.
Wow.
I don't know. 15.
Well, now let's think of Back to the Future Part 2. If you saw her and she was doing something or one or the other, would you then come back and tell her, hey, in 15 years, don't take that job?
Yes.
Yeah. I try to break the time continuum. Why not? Trying to protect my daughter.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's do another category. Let's do another spin, okay? And spin it hard. All right, what do we got here?
Almost the same.
Oh, you pick. You could pick whatever category you want. And some of them, you're not going to really know, like random and deep.
Places.
Places. Cool. This is the first time I've done places with someone. Okay. Well, and the funny thing is, I already think I know. Hold on. Let me find my places. Hold on. I'm out of place real quick. So I'm wasting time. Let's see. Favorites. First, deep places. Here, all right. Where did you grow up? What place? You said rural, so where's that?
Twining. It's a village up north. Maybe an hour north of Bay City, half an hour from Tawas.
Keep educating me, because again, I'm only 8 years old in Michigan. So
do you want me to show you on my hand?
Well,
it's like here.
Okay. And you grew up. So I'm assuming you grew up until you were 18 there, or?
Yeah, it was I went to public school there, but my class only had 28 kids.
Wow.
It was that small.
Wow. Yeah. So your graduating class of seniors was 28.
Yeah.
So you know everybody, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
You grew up with them.
Yes.
You still, especially with Facebook, I'm sure you know all where the other 27 are.
I was a transplant. Like I moved in second grade, so a lot of them were related, had lived, lots of generations had lived there. So I was a transplant. But yes, you know everybody.
That is wild. Well, where have you lived? Okay, because you grew up there, but you've lived obviously in many places. Name off some of the cities that you've been.
That I've lived in?
Yeah.
Just,
where have you lived?
Just Twining. Well, Omer. I was born in Tampa, but I don't remember that.
Really?
And
okay.
then I was in Fort Wayne for 2 short periods of time, and then here.
Okay.
That's it.
Now, you said your honeymoon was in Belize. The next first question is, where did you get married?
At the
place?
MSU Chapel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you said you've been married how long?
24 years.
24 years.
24 years in like 2 weeks.
So what is today? I don't even know what today is. January something. So it's late January?
Yeah, late
wow.
January.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What place has been your favorite vacation spot?
I loved Yellowstone.
Oh, I
We went
bet you would.
camping in Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful. We went twice, actually.
Yeah.
And then we just went to Germany a couple years ago for the Christmas markets at Christmas
Really?
time.
Now, see, I asked, you said you've been to Belize. Where else have you gone? And you said Florida. So now I'm told you've been to Germany.
I thought you meant for scuba diving.
Oh, well.
That's the only place I went scuba diving.
Yes, I should have been a whole lot more clear. So now we've got Germany in the mix. Where else have you been across the world in terms of just visiting?
In college, I went to Spain.
Ooh. Now, was it
fun.
just for a vacation or for fun or spring break or something?
We just, they had cheap tickets. So like
Right.
10 of us went for about 10 days.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
just backpacked around and did hostels. That was fun.
Wow. So just in this country of Spain?
Yep, we did Madrid, Barcelona, Segovia. Yeah.
What was now? I've always wanted to go to Spain and Barcelona. Was that an awesome city? Or what? Maybe what's the one city that you thought, wow, this is fantastic?
Segovia was very interesting, but it's small, right? So I liked Madrid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, hostel, Spain and I in a hospital. So I'd be nervous. You weren't nervous? I guess you're
I was
young
in
and
college.
yeah, you're
It
dumb,
didn't
young and
matter.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you did Spain, you did Germany. Where else? Any other place in the world?
I just went to the Philippines.
What? Okay.
And then,
Philippines. That's quite a trip.
yep, it was a very long flight.
Yeah, I see. I don't know if I can handle it. How many hours did it take? My goodness.
I want to say one of the flights is like 18 hours.
Oh, my
right? And then there's a
goodness.
second flight.
What made you think Philippines? But did you go with your husband, or did you go? And
Yep.
why there?
He needed to go for business, so I went.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many days did you stay?
I think we were there like 10 days.
What?
So, but
Oh my
like
God.
2 of those are travel. It was very
Still, yeah.
short. Yeah.
Well, that's a long vacation in my book. That's pretty good. 8 days, 7 days, 8
the
days.
jet lag takes a while to get over. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's wild. All right, let's do one more category. That is wild. That is wild. All right, go for it. All right, what do we got? You got another you pick.
First.
Firsts. Okay. And then so hopefully it doesn't take me forever to find this section. I'm going to get a better system. I'm going to promise my audience right now I'm going to get a better system than just putting all my questions on papers. Okay, hold on. All right. All right. I know this is going to be tough for you.
Okay.
All right. Tell me about your first date with your husband.
Okay.
You met at Prue's Pets.
The first date never happened.
Okay.
So I'll tell you about that
All
one.
right.
So he asked me to go play pool after work,
Okay.
but he always worked a ton of hours. And I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. He wasn't leaving what he was doing, so I just left.
Well,
And I
yeah.
got a phone call a while later. And He's
Okay.
like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "You took too long. I'm out." So then he asked me out again.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good
Showed
move.
up that time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then was it redeemable, the second date?
Yeah.
Enough? Because you got the third and
Enough.
the fourth.
It's 24 years, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember the place that you went on your second date?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tell me the first concert that you ever went to. You remember the first concert?
I was never a big concert person.
Never into music, or what music do you listen to?
So we did just go to a concert. We just went to a Noah Kahn concert with my daughter, and
Okay.
that was fun, and I did really enjoy that.
Okay. So
But I
who was
haven't-
it?
Noah Kahn.
Noah Kahn. See, I'm out of it.
What?
I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know. I have no. I don't. I know. I'm getting laughed at by everybody. What kind of music?
For me?
No, Noah
Oh.
Khan.
I don't know. What do you classify it as?
I need help from the audience.
I don't know.
Oh, but it was good. You had a great time, right?
Yeah.
You said you did. Grooving?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask again on the list, what was your first job? Was it Bruce, or was there maybe even a job before Bruce?
Oh, no, I worked in high school. So first job, bagging groceries at a grocery store.
Where were you at? Which one?
In Hale, Michigan.
Hale.
Hale,
H-A-I-L?
H-A-L-E.
L-E? Wow. Now, I'm assuming that's near your town that you grew
It
up?
was a little bigger than Twining, but not much.
Twining. Wow, that's why I've never heard of those towns in my entire life. That's awesome. All right. What was your first car?
I drove my grandpa's Grand Marquis, like Mercury Grand Marquis. It was huge. You know, it was all rusted out in the trunk,
Yeah.
duct taped, you know, to
Oh, yeah, the whole
close all
look.
the rusty holes. Oh, yeah. But that was a great car.
Yeah. Now, did they give it to you, or did you have to pay for it, or
I didn't have to pay for it, so I'm not sure.
you're
how
giving
that
it to
worked,
you? Yeah,
but it was pretty old. I don't think anybody really cared what happened.
yeah. And I'm assuming did you drive that around in high school?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, tell me again, what year was it? What color was it again? I'm sorry.
It's like
Sorry.
black and dark brown
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
with the bench seat. It was great.
Now, this is an assumption. This isn't a stereotype, but I don't see you as a phone person all the time. You're, in the zoos. But when you wake up, do you grab the phone? What's your first app? What's the first thing that you do? What do you check?
I'm not a big phone person, but probably work email, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just quick scroll
Business.
to make sure there's nothing.
Exactly. No, I know.
crucial.
I was a manager for a short while in my life, and unfortunately, I know where your mind is. It's like you wake up and, all right, please let it just be no emails. Just have a no email day.
Or at least stuff that can wait.
Yeah,
right? Not
like just not an
emergencies.
emergency type of stuff. Well, guess what? You did it.
Oh, wonderful.
28 minutes we talked. That's pretty good because I know that you're not necessarily. She warned me, immediately warned me. I'm not a talker, so you have your work cut out for you. But we did it. You did great.
Yeah, you
Plus,
did
we
good.
talked about a lot of fun stuff. Well, it's an honor to meet you, and I know that Potter Park, Lansing, and really the Mid-Michigan area isn't anything without Potter Park Zoo. And you've done such a fantastic job, and you have people coming back. And that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
To have people come back to the zoo. And so that's awesome. And so it was a pleasure to meeting with you. And
Thank you.
pleasure getting to know you a whole lot better. And maybe we'll bring it back for a whole bunch of more questions. We'll see.
Thank you for having me.
Well, and thank you for watching the Jorma Duran Show.